Hi Summit, welcome to another class. So today we are going to be learning and drafting our basic pattern. Right here, the measurement we'll be needing is our half length, our bust radius, our front shoulder, our across chest, our back shoulder, our across back, our nape to waist, to round bust, round under bust, to round waist. Now, if you are confused on this measurement, kindly go back to the previous video where I taught you how to get a proper measurement. So first things first, we are going to pick out our biggest measurement, which is our hip. Now our hip on this, the hip we'll be using for this measurement is 38. Now we'll be dividing 38 into 2. 38 into 2 will give us 19, I guess. Will give us 19. Now 19 plus 2 inches will give us 21. So I think our box should be 21 inches wide. So first of all, we are going to be demarcating our upper. This is the top of the drafts. We'll just go in. For the side too, we use 2 inches. So now this your ruler is 2 inches by width, so you don't need to measure. Putting it from the beginning just give you an accuracy of 2 inches. Now that we have gotten our top length, our top of the draft, and this is our center front. Now it's time to put in 21. Don't forget how we got the 21. Our biggest measurement, which is our hip, divided by 2. After dividing it by 2, we added 2 inches. And that's how we came about this measurement. Now we connect the lines. Now this is where we are going to be drafting our pattern. This is where everything is going to fit in, both the back and the front. Now next thing, we go in with our half length. What is your half length? You go in with your half length. Right here, my half length is 16. I put down 16. Put down 16. Now from your half length to get your top length, the constant is plus 9 inches. Now from this half length, we go down by 9 inches. 9 inches. we join. This is our waist and this is our hip. Now after getting this, the next is for us to get our chest line. Our chest line, how do we get our chest line? Our neck to waist, which is 14, divided by 2, it will give us 7 minus 1, which is 6. It's a constant. How to get our chest line? Your nape to waist, which is your back length, back half length. Check our measurements, how to get our measurement. You'll see how to get our nape to waist, our back half length measurements. We divide it by 2, it will give us 7, then we'll minus 1 from it, and that's how we get our chest line. Now when I do that, our chest line, it gives us 6. Now from half length, we'll come up by that 6. From here, we'll come up by 6. Now it's time to connect. Now this is our chest line. Now our chest line for the back is not the same with our chest line for the front. After getting this chest line is the back chest line. Let me indicate it. Back chest line. Now it's time for us to get our front chest line. Now how do we get our front chest line? Which is front half length minus back half length. That is how we get our front chest line. Now what do we have here? We are having 16 minus 14, which is 2. So this part is our front. We come up here. From this back chest line, we come up by 2 inches. Don't forget I said this our ruler is automatically 2 inches. Now we draw our line. Now this is our front chest line. Okay, now from this front chest line, how do we get our across chest? We come up by 2 inches. It's a standard. We come up by 2 inches. It is a standard. Our across chest. Now this is across chest. Now we are working on the front part of our pattern. Now how do we get our shoulder line? We come down by 1.5. For the front shoulder, we come down by 1.5. It is a standard. It is a standard. We come down by 1.5 and we draw it. This is our shoulder line. Okay, now let's go and finish up the back. Now to get our back demarcations, from our half length, our back half length, don't forget our back half length is not the same with our front half length. Now our back half length, which is nape to waist, is 14. So from this waistline, which is our half length for the front, we are going to come up by 14, which is our nape to waist measurement. We'll come up by 14. We come up by 14. Now we connect the line. For the front, this is our waist. For the back too. For us to get our across back, which is the next thing, we're going to divide from the shoulder line to the chest line. Right here is giving me 8, so half of it is 4. Now we're going to mark 4 to get our across back. This is 4. Now we mark it. This is our across back. This is our neckline. How do we get our shoulder line? We come down by 1 to 8. 1 to 8 is the standard. 1 to 8 is the standard for the back. That's 1.2. So these are shoulder line and these are neck line. Okay, now let's get in with our measurements. To get your neck width, we are going to be dividing our bust measurement, our round bust, by 12. If you divide yours, you are going to know your neck width. But my neck width for this measurement is 3 inches. So we are going to put 3 inches for the neckline, and from that neckline we'll go up by, from that 3 inches we are going to go up by 3. From our tape, we'll count 1, 2, 3, and then we go up by 3 on it. That's 3/8. Then we extend the line. After extending the line, we get our neckline. Learn how to put or place your ruler. Now, this is it. This is our neckline for the back. It's time to measure our armhole. Our back shoulder is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2 will give us 8. We mark our 8 here. Our cross back is 15. 15 divided into 2 is 7.5. Now I like to put that 7.5 down here on the chest line just to get a straight line while I'm drawing. You will understand what I mean. So now it's time to connect the lines, and then just so we can get a straight line. That's the reason why I marked it, and you see I mark with a pencil so we don't dirty our pattern. Now this is it. Now we go in with our round bust. Our round bust is 36. 36 divided into 2 give us 9. When it gives us 9, we take away 2/8 from that 9. Reason being that on our chest line, we don't have bust at our back. So we're going to remove that 2/8 from the back and add to the front. So from 9, we'll just take away 2/8 and mark. Ease allowance 2/8. On our waist divided into 4, our waist is 28. Divided into 4 will give us 7. Our hip is 38. 38 divided into 4 is 9.5. And we're going to be adding 2/8 to it. The 2/8 we are adding on the hip, where we'll be removing it from the front hip. Reason being that we have bum at the back and then our front is just flat. So now we have 9.5 as our real measurement. 9.5 as our real measurement. 38 divided into 4 is 9.5 plus 2/8. Plus 2/8. Then ease allowance 2/8. Now we connect our lines. This is it. The round bust to the waist and the waist to the hip. Now for the ease allowance, we'll join the both of them together. Now this is what we have. So let's work on from this neckline, we're going to come down to our shoulder this way. So this is what we have. Now let's work on our armhole. So if you look at your ruler, you see that the ruler has a V on it, and in between that V you're going to see 90. That's the half of the V. So we're going to let that V fit into this V of our armhole, and then we get our 90. That is the middle point of this, because if we just draw a line, we might not get an accurate line. So now we draw that line to it. Now we also want to guess where our armhole is going to pass on this line. So from this ease allowance from this ease allowance to this point, which is the across back on the chest line, we'll measure it. It's giving me 1.5, so we're going to divide that 1.5 into 2, place it right here and mark. So this is the line where our armhole is supposed to pass. Now we're going to get the middle point of our shoulder and our cross back. So right here, the middle point, we'll just fold our tape into 2, and we come in by 2/8. Is a standard. From here we'll come in by 2/8. Now we are going to connect our line. Now if we are drawing our line, your ruler is supposed to be touching this point, and this point first of all. So let's place our ruler. We must ensure that all the points are touching. So I think my points are touching now. So after touching these points, we turn our ruler this way for this point to get to this point. Now this is how we get a perfect armhole. Okay, now that we are done, we are not done with the back, but let's go to the front and impute our front measurements. We're going to start imputing our measurements. Our front shoulder is 15. 15 divided into 2 is 7.5. Our cross chest is 14. 14 divided into 2 is 7. So you know, on the chest line, I like to bring down our cross chest just to get, so that when we are drawing our lines, we can just get a perfect line. Okay, now our chest measurement, our round bust measurement, we are going to be imputing it on the front part of, that's the front chest. Now this line is not going to be used for the back. It's going to be used, so I'm not going to cancel it when we are doing our dart, but you should know that the upper part is your front chest line. So now our round bust is 36 divided into 2 is 9 plus 8. Remember, we removed 8 from the back chest measurement, so we are adding that 8 into the front measurement, so our bust can sit very well. Plus ease allowance 8. Our waist measurement is 28 divided into 4 is 7. Our hip measurement is 9.5 minus 8. You remember our back measurement, our back hip, we added 8. So that 8 we added here, we are removing it from the front so that the pattern can balance. So 9.5 minus 8. Then that's is allowance 8. Now it's time to join connect our pattern. Okay, so bust measurement to waist measurement, waist measurement to hip measurement. Now ease allowance to ease allowance, which is hip to waist, hip to bust. Is why is my table flat? Hip, sorry, let me just get a straight line. So now this is it. Now it's time to get our armhole for our armhole measurements. We are going to be repeating and putting our V, marking our V right into this V like this. So that's what we are doing, and we are going to mark 90, just so we can get a perfect line in between this. Now we are going to measure from our ease allowance to this across back, across chest measurement. So it's giving us 2.5. Now this 2.5, we're going to be dividing it into 3. For the back, we divided it into 2. For the front, we are dividing it into 3. Just do your division very well. Me, I'm just dividing my tape into 3 to fit into 2.5, and I place it and I mark. Now from our shoulder to our cross chest, we are going to get the middle point. That's from here to here. We are going to get the middle point, and the middle point is, I just folded my tape into 2. Now from that middle point, we are going to come in by 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. We'll come in by 3 inches. So now let's connect our lines. If we are placing our ruler, our line is supposed to touch 1, 2, and 3. After getting to this point, we'll turn our ruler this way and connect this point and this point. So now that is it for our armhole for the front. Now is to get our neckline. Don't forget, the neckline for this, my measurement is 3 inches. So I'm going to go by 3 inches inward, 3 inches downward. I'll join my ruler for it to touch both up and down. Ensure for your neck not to be flat. I think I like to use this pattern master when getting my neckline. It gives me a better curve. So I just connect. Now this is my neckline, so I join my shoulder. Okay, so we are done with our neckline, our shoulder. Now it's time for us to go in and work on our dart. So your dart is your bust radius. From your nipple to your under bust. Look at our measurements, you get your bust radius. Now our bust radius for this measurement is 3 inches. So 3 inches into the waist. On this chest line that connects from the back and the front is what I'm going to be using for my dart. My dart will not be extending to this front chest line. So I go in by 3 inches. I come down by 6 inches, which is a standard from the waistline. That is where my dart is supposed to stop. I come down by that 6 inches, and I go in by 3 inches. Now I connect my line. Now this is my dart line. This is my dart line. I'll repeat the same thing for the back. For the back, 3 inches, 3 inches. Come down by 6 inches, 3 inches. Now, how do we get our dart? From this we are going to be measuring from this point to this point. This space that we got our ease, from this point to this point, we are going to measure it. For the back, we are getting 2.5. That 2.5, we'll place it here and continue the measurements to here. We are getting 5. We are measuring here and here to get our dart. Now I got 5. Now that 5, I'm going to be dividing it by 6. I will explain. Dividing it by 6 because we are distributing what we got here and here into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I got 5. 5 divided by 6. We can do that off camera. This is for my own measurement. By the time you do yours, you will get something different. But whatever you get from here and here, you divide it by 6. So I divided my 5 by 6 and it gave me 0.8 on calculator. Now whatever it is you divide in calculator, please minus 1 inches because calculator is usually bigger than our tape. Now since I got 0.8, I'm going to be removing 1 inches, then it's going to be giving me 0.7. So I'm going to be imputing my 0.7, that's 7/8 here. Just count your line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you reach 7, you mark. Now I will distribute my 7 all over. 7, 7, 7. Now it's time to connect. It is whatever you get from your division that is going to be your dart. Whatever you get from your division. So this is what I got for mine. This is what I got for mine. I'm just connecting the lines now. Connecting the lines. Connecting the lines. So for the waist part, now this is our real. We're just going to use dotted lines. We're going to use dotted lines. So now we are done with our dart. The next thing is for us to get our side dart. Now if you look at our tape our pattern very well, the front is longer than the back, but there is a way to connect it. Now how do we connect it so that these sides can be the same? We are going to be getting the difference from our front measurement and back measurement. And for this pattern, our front measurement minus our back measurement is 2 inches. So now on this line, we are going to come down by 2 inches. And we're going to connect it. We're going to connect. So this part is going away. Can be easy to work with. So now we are going to be folding it this way. I'm tearing it already. We are going to be folding it this way. So after folding it this way, make sure to use your ruler. To use your ruler and connect your lines after folding it. So we're going to place, after folding out this dart, we'll place our ruler from this chest line to our waistline. So when we are cutting out this way. As you can see, there is an excess. If we use there is an excess here. When you cut it, you realize. Now this is it for the back pattern. Now if it's time for us to sew, you are going to decide whether you want to use this pattern or you want to use this pattern. It's left for you to decide. Now let's finish up our back pattern. A zip, in order to avoid that bulginess where your zip will not be balancing at the back. This is what we do. We go in by half an inch, and then we draw out the line from that half an inch to stop at the level of the dart, which is 6 inches, and we come up and draw the line to stop at the level of the across back. So this whole part will be going out. After doing this part, we are going to take ½ inch or down, ½ inch up, okay, in order to snatch the waist this way. We are snatching the waist both inwardly and inside. I don't know how. So from this ½ inch, we are going to connect this way and connect and connect this way. Under my hand. So this whole part is going out of the back measurement, and this whole part too is going out of the back measurement. So when it's time to cut, you're just going to cut out this place, fold this place into, close this place up, you connect this line properly, okay. Now this is what our back looks like. By the time we remove this excess and we sew this, there will be no bulginess at the back. You see that your zip will just fall and come out. On our next video, we are going to be cutting and sewing. I don't think we should sew this because you should know how to sew your basic top. This is just a basic top. In our next video, I'll be showing you sleeves, and then we'll proceed to sewing and submission of our first practical. See you in our next class.